You ever say to yourself, I wonder what it'd be like if I was sitting in a restaurant full of people and then just decided to drop the entire plate of food on my lap and then have that plate fall onto the floor and smash, alerting the entire restaurant to what kind of an idiot you really are. Ever think that? That's exactly what just took place. Not an hour ago at the Meadows. Now, I was riding pretty high because we had a pretty good day. You know, I did this video once before, but it was fresh after Walk on the Moon's race, and I was angry. I was a little angry at the way he raced, to be honest, but he didn't race horrible. So this is important. This is, aside from the food on my lap in the restaurant, I don't care. The horse himself, I believe I needed to make another video because two things happened today. One, like Tim thought the horse raced good, because he did. He come first over and was second in 56. I tried my hardest not to be first over. I didn't want to leave because he's no good on the front, really, historically. And I don't want to be first over because he's no good first over. He's really good in the 2-hole, 3-hole, or second or third over, probably. But I ended up, I have to play the hand I'm dealt. I'm sitting fifth at 1-5. I have to move. I get in behind Mike Wilder, hoping that he'll pull and I'll have cover. He didn't move. It's upsetting. It's the way the race went. But the reason I get mad at Walk on the Moon is because I know how good he is. You sit behind Walk on the Moon, you can tell he's a better horse. And when you see his entire career in front of you, when I watched it, Walk on the Moon, from when he was a baby till now, I can tell you how fast he is. He's a 52, probably 53 trotter. Maybe he'll get there. Maybe he'll get there in his life. The fact that he's already been in 53 and a piece, but consistently chooses to put forth lackluster efforts, what I would consider a lackluster effort, again, only in fairness to him, because I know him. If you didn't know Walk on the Moon and you saw him race day, first over, beat a nose at 56, you'd be like, yeah, 1-5, but he raced pretty good. Tim was happy with the way he raced. I was angry. Thought the horse should have raced better. You know, and Tom Severchik, or the gentleman's name there, he went back, he was going back to the paddock. He looked at me, I looked at him, he goes, I thought you won. And I said, no. I think if you had went around an entire other lap, I don't know if I would have went by you. Walk on the Moon he's a professional bridesmaid. He just finds a way to compete. It's just frustrating. You know, tonight, yeah, he's not, first over's not his cup of tea. It's true. It's fair. But he was a winner. He was the best horse in the race. And he chose not to win. He chose. Anyway, the horse overall, if you step back and just say, okay, how did Walk on the Moon race today? Race pretty damn good. First over, finished second in 56 and 1. The fact that we had to resort to trotting hobbles to get him to this point, the fact that he was the best horse in the race, the fact that he's squandering a wealth of talent annoys me to no end. Frustrates me and angers me. That's where my slight disdain for his overall attitude and for the way he races comes from. So when I pull up in the turn and Tim's like, oh, he raced pretty good, I couldn't be further from agreement with him than I was. Just because I know the horse and I know him, right? I know what he can do and what he chooses not to. So that's my frustration with Walk on the Moon. He's one of those horses. Every horse is different. And listen, I love White Tiger. Never put forth a true effort in his entire life. Not one time in his life has he ever dug down to 105%. Never in his life. So I guess it's unfair of me to judge Walk on the Moon, who does the exact same thing. Underachieves and always has. So it's unfair for me to judge him when I like a horse that has been guilty of the same thing many, 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 many times before. So I'll just leave it at this. He was second in 56. Overall, a decent mile. Probably better things ahead. You know, whatever was going on with him before putting in steps, you know, the hobbles were on loose today. He never at one point in the mile did I ever think to myself, he might run. Never, ever crossed my mind. He was extremely safe. and finished second. We'll leave it at that. And I think the other reason that maybe I was down on his performance today was how good the other two performances were from our horses. World for Two, 53-27 flat on the end of it. Well, where did that come from? And he raced good. Don't get me wrong, World for Two raced good. His first start where he was 5th or 6th, but never gained on the leaders, not an inch. In fact, gave up ground. 27 flat, closing in on a horse that, make no mistake, that horse that beat him, he'll beat him again next week, and they'll never race again for the rest of their lives. That's Louise Perlman's full brother. Anyway, all I know is, I'll tell you what he was. He went in 52, come 27 flat with the earplugs in first over. That's what he is. He's a freak. World for Two raced huge, punched way above his weight class from what I expected. You know, I was just talking to Rob, his wife, and Tim at the restaurant before I threw the food all over myself and smashed the plate on the floor. And I said to them, if you'd have said to me, Anthony, what's the plan for today? I know there's very few horses can leave with World for Two. He can scream off the car. So I can put him wherever I want coming off the gate. Get away in behind the 4, who looks like the favorite on the program. I saw the stakes. They look good, but whatever. 4 looks like the favorite. Burke's 2 horses are the favorites. Get away in behind the 4. Hope the 6 finds some road traffic. The 4 softens up. You know, get a check. 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Have a good count of yourself. Race him in the numbers of 2 next week. Leave, sit behind a favorite. Come off cover in the last turn. Close in on a winner. 53 last quarter, 27. I didn't know that was on the menu, to be honest. I didn't know that was available. Huge mile from World for Two. You know, sometimes I tell you guys all the time, sometimes change of scenery shakes these horses up. This is a big, strong colt. He's only been in Tim's Barn 2 days. Big, strong colt with lots to offer, and he raced huge. Huge. And as well as he raced, didn't even scratch the surface of how well Baumhugger raced. You know, this was a month really where I thought I made some mistakes, right? Not putting Stay Close in last week, bringing Procrastinator to the maiden last week. A month where it just felt like I came to a crossroads and I made the wrong choice. These weren't life-altering choices. These weren't, oh my God, Anthony, what did you do? Choices. These were like, should have went the other way type things. But nevertheless, in my mind, I felt they were mistakes. In hindsight. Obviously in hindsight, so take it for what it's worth. Baumhugger was meant to qualify in 2 minutes last week. Qualified in an exceptional 57-1, new lifetime mark, fastest mile of her life. Then we were going to re-qualify her. 58, 57, somewhere around there. Didn't have to go anymore. Wait now, look at the forecast. Pouring rain all day Thursday. I'm not qualifying Baumhugger in the rain. No. You know what? Call Tim, see if there's a class. Yeah, no one is a 5, no one is a whatever. They moved her around. I don't know how she ended up in that class anyway. She fit the class below that. Anyway, it didn't matter. Put her in to go. You just want to treat it like a qualifier. I told you guys that. You guys saw my video from the other day. I'm thinking, she trots 56, strong on the end of it. That's a good mile for that filly heading into the Sire Stakes. I read the program. Ronnie and Aaron's horses are probably the 2 best. Mike's horse on the rail doesn't show a lot of speed, but I don't really know how Baumhugger's going to be. I know I can do what I want with her, but I don't want to overuse her also. I don't want to overcook her. Coming out of the gate, the one horse is lagging, tapped on the tail. Shoom, she just screams out of there like she always was. Handy as a shirt pocket. Another old saying. Get away in the 2-hole, 3-hole, whatever. Sit, sit, sit. Getting into the last turn, I got some power. I'm sitting on a big kick here. And I haven't really been paying that close attention at the time. I saw it pop up a bit, but I'm really just focused on her body language, you know, getting her a good run down the lane, but not putting her in harm's way. Mike Wilder was by me. I could have slid out onto Mike Wilder's back in the last turn, and make no mistake, if I do, she's 1,000% a winner. She inhales that field halfway down the lane if I get her to the outside. But instead, I kept her safe and buried up. Because we were going. I knew we were going. I thought 55 in a piece. 54, it just didn't dawn on me during the mile that that's what we were going. We came out of the last turn. Ronnie's done. Aaron ducks to the inside. There's a couple of dead horses. I got some trot. But again, I don't mind running her up into a blind switch, finishing up. Stake races are coming up. I'm thinking, during the mile, I'm thinking, gee, she's trotting great. I'm still going to fly to Yonkers next week. Drive her in the numbers of 5, whatever. Set the hobbles up the way I want them. Mark, you can go drive her in freehold. This is all going on in my head. Again, this is a qualifying mile for me. Get her out down the lane. And Jesus Christ, she's got a lot of kick to her. I kicked the earplugs out. She's coming. And just as I start to catch up to them, a space opens up about as wide as her. She sees it and bolts again. This is a filly in the last 100 feet of the mile. The fastest mile of her life by 3 seconds. Bolts. If you watch her at the wire, I'm running up on her blind switch. She sees them open up. Zoom! She shoots through again. She's 4th beat of length. And make no mistake, if I follow Wild Route, she destroys them at 54-1. Here's a filly with a mark of 57-1 that she took at a qualifier the week before. Faster than I wanted to go the week before. 54, I didn't even know was there. I didn't even know was present until today. Bomb Hugger has come back a freak. Unbelievably strong today. And, you know, I think this ties into my somewhat anger towards Walk on the Moon, because I just drove 2 horses that went the trips of their life. The fastest miles, the best miles they've ever been in their entire existence on planet Earth in a parimutuel event. Or in harness, for that matter. Of any kind. And then to drive him and have him put forth a ho-hum type effort, yeah. So maybe it wasn't fair to him. He's also raced for 2 years. Today was a race to him. The other 2 breathe new air. It's a new life. Bomb Hugger was absolutely incredible today. Incredible today. World for 2. Easily the best mile of his life. Raced absolutely fantastic. And Walk on the Moon raced good. He raced good. First over, 2nd and 56. Yes, he should have won. Should have won easily. But that's not his cup of tea, first over. He raced okay. So aside from the last 2 bites of my pork chop ending up on the floor in the restaurant, and the embarrassment of smashing the plate, it was an absolutely fantastic day. Now rewind all the way to the start of the day. A little update. I got an update from James and Amy. The babies went very, very well today. No real concerns at all, so that's awesome. Of Tom trained in 2 minutes. Pretty windy this morning at Northfield Park. 2 minutes. Probably ready for 58 at Miami Valley. Much like Eyes at 10. Is that going to get you to the winner's circle? Probably not. Not unless they get her in real easy. But a good start nonetheless. Very happy with her. A good start. A good training mile nonetheless. And then Confederate Cruiser, who's leaving later this morning, got a slow training mile. But he'll be on his toes come Monday. So, good training. I watched Yes also train. 58, last half 58, and he looked like he was going in 210. He looked impressive today. Very, very impressed with Walk on the Moon today. Yes, today. It's still rummaging around in my brain. Yes, great today. Of Tom, very good today. Bomb Hugger was incredible today. World for 2 was fantastic today. And our boy, Walk on the Moon, he raced good. Huge improvement from Northfield's qualifiers and breaks and Miami Valley debacle. Huge improvement. But still, I'd like to see more. So that's where we're at with them. I'm going to watch our other horses start racing tonight. Might give you a video tonight, might not. But for right now, me and my pork chop stained pants are heading back to Northfield. Take care.